Let's meet the warriors. Cleon, the leader, president of the warriors, tough, wiry, great street intelligence, charismatic. He has a tightly controlled intensity. The Fox, quick-witted, emotional, verbose. He is the memory man, known for his enormous knowledge of other gangs within the city. His toughness is as much of an attitude as physical aptitude. Fast of foot, a perfect scout on military missions, and Rembrandt's best friend. Swan, the war chief, laconic by nature, very tough, very resourceful, a natural military tactician. He combines shrewdness and physical courage. By choice, a loner. He dislikes the necessity of taking command. Rembrandt, the marker or artist, the shyest member of the warriors, small, kinetic, somewhat reserved. He can climb anywhere, move silently, the youngest of the patrol. Cochise, a rough and ready street boy who has a simple approach to his existence. Fight and fornicate. A soldier, and a good one. Cowboy, wears a Stetson hat, lithe, quick, amiable, goes along with the crowd, always smiles. Vermin, raw-boned and tough, not always a disciplined soldier. He complains a lot before he bops, but he's always there. Snowball, tall, lean, the face and body of a Maasai warrior. Disciplined, yet an attitude that suggests independence. He never speaks. Ajax. His attitude is cantankerous at best, rebellious with more than overtones of cruelty at the worst. Proud of his physical strength, he most dislikes the Fox among the other warriors, although Swan runs a close second, a natural inclination for mixing violence and. In the 4th century before Christ, a mercenary army of Greek soldiers found themselves stranded in the middle of the Persian Empire, miles from the sea, miles from safety. Enemy troops around them on every quarter. This is a story of that army's forced march. This is a story of courage. This is a story of war. Gangs of New York on the move. Tenement Street, Lower East Side. A black and Hispanic gang. The regal, royal, Ronin rebels come trucking down the sidewalk. Among the scattered pedestrians, a young blonde model type. She spots the gang approaching, clutches her purse more tightly. The gang moves closer and closer. The terrified model looks left and right. The gang neatly sidesteps, politely detouring around her. All of them flash big grins as they go past. Cut to the harbor, the Staten Island ferry docks. An Irish gang, the Gerards, leans out over the rail. Look at Manhattan beyond. Move toward the gangplank. Cut to City Street, the Bronx, strewn with rubble, lined with the shells of burnt-out buildings. A basement door in one of the gutted buildings opens. 9 members of a Puerto Rican gang file out. A psychedelic old fish-tailed Cadillac at the curb. The gang pals in their lurid killer tank. The car roars away. Cut to 2nd Avenue, Manhattan, the base of the 59th Street Bridge. A gang, the Hi-Hats, ride the Skyway from Roosevelt Island down. Move into the nearby subway station. Cut to a city street in Queens, beneath an L. An Italian gang, the Knockdowns. They begin to go up the steps leading to a platform. Cut to the L stairway in Astoria, Queens. 9 members of the Boyle Avenue Runners ascend the stairs, head for the turnstiles. Cut to a subway station in Canarsie. 9 members of the Gladiators go clicking through the turnstiles, one by one. Cut to the platform on Bedford-Stuyvesant. 9 members of the Howitzers watch a graffiti-covered subway train approach. The cars stop, doors snapping open. Cut to the platform, Harlem. 9 members of the Electric Eliminators complete boarding a subway car. Doors closing with a hiss. The train roars off. Cut to black, then fade into a building in the daytime, rising above the boardwalk at Coney, covered with graffiti, the sound of waves beyond. Base of the wall, Rembrandt working with a spray can. A few deft touches. Across the beach, Ajax working out on the rings. Vermin, Cowboy, and Snowball are nearby. The Fox walks up. Ooh, big man, look at all those muscles. So powerful. God, please, spare us. Ajax stops his workout. Hey, Fox. Yeah? Why don't you get the fuck out my face? Hey, face, that's a good one. That's real original. Great, just great. Wish I'd had come up with that one. Pause. Hey, Ajax. Yeah. A few laughs from Cowboy and Vermin. I'm telling you, Stig F, watch your mouth. Listen up, big boy. Save yourself for all the girlies. He turns and walks off. Little Stig F, Ajax spewed as he resumes his workout. Swan sits a few yards from Rembrandt. The wind carries some confetti by. He throws a Bowie knife, catches a moving piece of paper. Again lifts the knife, again catches a moving scrap of refuse. On the boardwalk, Cleon and his girl Lincoln, both seated on a bench looking towards the sea. She lights a cigarette.
I don't like it.
You don't like what?
Going up to this meeting.
You ain't going. Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about you going. I've got a feeling.
Oh.
Things have been going real good lately. I don't want anything to screw us up. I like everything just the way it is.
I told you, don't worry about it.
You like it since we've been back together?
Yeah, sure.
I treat you good, right?
Yeah. Look, do we have to talk about all of this? I got a lot to think about.
You're not gonna pay any more attention to that 2nd Avenue girl?
I told you. That's done. How many times I got to tell you?
Tell me, I'm better looking than she is.
Of course you're better looking than she is.
She's a whore.
Yeah, right. Lincoln exhales. This conclave's gonna be a real big deal. Trust me on this. At the wall, the Fox hunkers down next to Swan. A moment of silence. You okay? No response. Cochise sits down next to the Fox. You got a problem. Still looking at Swan. The war chief just holding his knife. I got a problem, Cochise said. What the f are we doing with this powwow anyway? What's it all about? Nobody knows, the Fox answered. Cyrus ain't said. I mean, who the f is he? Cochise asked. President of the biggest gang in the city, Fox responded. You got that? He's asked for a conclave, 1 day's truce. No guns, no blades, no weapons, for nobody. Hey, Cochise yelped. Weapons give us power. Power is what makes us warriors. We're going in there like we're a bunch of douches. We're going in there like everybody else. 9 guys, no power, truce, Fox said. Fox then looks back at Swan. You're steamed because you cannot bring your blade. You've never been any place where you haven't been packed. Right, Swan uttered. What else? Pause. Oh, come on. Ajax, Swan said. He ain't much of a soldier if things go bad. Hey, it's just a powwow, Fox replied. We ain't going up there to soldier. Cleon ain't going to lead us up the creek. I'll tell you something, Fox, Cochise added. Anytime any family's got no power, they're fucked up. Swan looks over at the Fox for the first time. He's right. Cut to the beach. Ajax still working out. Vermin is close by. One thing we might get out of this get-together is meeting some strange wool. I wouldn't mind laying a little something down on the way back, Ajax said. You got a one-track brain, you know that? Vermin replied. What's the matter? You going, hey man, I'm ready. Something falls our way, I'll be there. Cut to the surf. Cowboy and Cochise hunker down, staring out at the sea. Where the fuck is this place? I ain't never been to the Bronx, Cowboy said. Long way from here, Daddy, Cochise replied. Okay then, what the fuck is this conclave all about? Hey man, that's what I've been asking. You believe in this truce? What do you think? Cut to the beach. Ajax pumps twice on the bars, does a flying dismount, and smiles. Cut to the wall. Swan's just holding his knife, looking at the blade. The sun is visible over the amusement park horizon line. The boardwalk. Later that afternoon, Cleon with the warriors standing in front of them. Lincoln off to one side. A lot of you ain't real happy about going on this patrol, but remember this. We got a street family of 120 plus affiliates. You are the chosen for this expedition, which, that makes you special. Now here's the lineup. Snowball, you the music man. Snowball hefts a huge radio. Wine bottle canteen tied by a thong over one shoulder. Cowboy, soldier in the middle. Vermin, you're the bearer. You got the tokens and the bread. Swan, second in command. War chief, stick by me. Rembrandt, you got your stuff? Rembrandt snaps open his medical case, loaded with spray cans. Good. You mark the city. Hit everything in sight. I want people to know the warriors were there. Aw, that, Ajax said. He'll just slow us down. Shove it, Ajax, Fox uttered. Pause. Ajax, you just soldier. And try to keep your mouth shut, Cleon said as he gives him a look. Then Ajax backs off. Fox, Scout, and Memory Man, you run and tell us what we need to know. Cochise, you and Ajax in the middle, heavy muscle. God, mad motherfucker. All right. Just remember, we got a truce on, Cleon said. So don't go flexing any muscle, unless you get an order from me. Okay? Let's roll. They start off. Cleon stops by Lincoln. We're going.
Does that mean I'm supposed to like it?
Why not?
I told you before.
Hey, no sweat. Like I told you before, this is a big deal. Lincoln touches her hair and moves off. Cut to the city. Dusk. Sun beginning to dip in the west. Waterfront. Dusk. The outline against the setting sun on the first phase of their long trek. City Street. Dusk. The warriors are filing along. Cut to the alleyway. Dusk. Tenements high around them. Rembrandt points to a huge gang insignia marker on a brick wall. This is right in the middle of Mongol territory, Vermin said. Hey, Cowboy added, this truce better be a real one. Yeah, Cochise said. We lost a cat to them last year. You sure there's a truce going on? Vermin asked. Keep walking, Cleon ordered. Swan moves up to a first position, approaches the alley corner. Swan then turns the corner, hesitates. The fox at his side. Holy Christ! The street, lined with Mongols in the street playing stoop ball on the porches, looking down from the fire escapes. Holy shit, Cowboy uttered. We got to walk through this, Cochise said. We're going to get creamed. Jesus, we are going to get creamed, Vermin said fearfully. Cyrus said truce, Cleon uttered. He moves ahead. The patrol reluctantly follows. Cut to the middle of the street. All eyes of the Mongols trained on the warriors as they pass. A stoop ball player whizzes a ball in front of Cochise. He catches it, keeps playing. Just keep moving. Nobody lip off, Cleon demanded. I wasn't planning on it, Cowboy replied. How come these Mongols ain't going to the conclave? Cochise asked. They are. Everybody's just setting 9. Remember, Turkey? All the Mongols continue to stare at them, but nobody makes a move. Man, this is a long-ass street, Cowboy said. I think we're going to make it, Vermin said. Maybe they're just Ajax spewed. A Mongol turns and looks at Ajax. Ajax stares back.
Yeah, sure, anytime. You, right there,
the Mongol said, pointing at Ajax. Cleon grabs Ajax's arm. Hey, Ajax, shut the fuck up. Swan gives Ajax a look. Just walk, Swan said. Yeah, okay. Big deal, Ajax mocks. They move on. The Mongol still yapping.
Yup. Anytime, motherfucker. You heard me. Anytime, motherfucker.
Another Mongol utters.
Yeah, come back and see us, warriors.
You really got your head up your ass, Ajax, you know that? The fox uttered. Your brains are ish. You got ish for brains. Yeah, what a dump. Oh, Cowboy agreed. Yeah, big deal. All of y'all is figure outs anyway. The corner now in sight. This Cyrus must be something, Cochise said. I'll tell you one thing. That gang of his, the Gramercy Riffs, that's something, Fox said. They passed by. They turned the corner. Cut to roadway. The warriors move into view. Outlines against the evening sky. Cut to the path. Cleon motioning the other warriors to move along. They follow one by one, tramping onward. You sure this is the way? Cowboy asked. Yes, I'm sure, goddammit. This is the way they told me to come. They continued forward, a lot of grumbling in the ranks. How come we don't see anybody else? Somebody please explain that shit to me, Vermin asked. Yeah, where the f*** are we? Cochise asked. It's so dark you can't see your own ish, Ajax uttered. Let me reassure you about that, big boy. It's there, the fox answered. You ought to know, Ajax spewed. The fox slips into falsetto.
You ought to know, you ought to know,
Quiet, Cleon commanded. I don't like this, Vermin said. Come on, quiet, Rembrandt uttered. Yup, off that, I don't like it, Ajax said. Nobody cares what you like, ape man, the fox answered him. Quiet back there, Cleon commanded. I don't like it, Vermin said again. Ish, Cowboy began. We're the only ones around. Maybe we've been set up. Cleon, still in front, peers around a stairway landing leading to an open plaza. Big smile. Yeah, sure. We're the only ones here. The others arrive at the landing, looking out. 9 faces very respectful of what they see. Holy Christ, the fox uttered. Look at that, Vermin said out loud. Jesus, Cold Cheeks agreed. Ajax merely says, huff. A conclave of the principal gangs within the city, in all their splendor, ornate finery, and baroque appearance, featuring the Alley Cats, the Amsterdam All-Stars, the Black Hands, the Blackjacks, the Big Trains, the Boyle Avenue Runners, the Charlemagnes, the Colt 45s, the Coney Island Warriors, the Dealers, the Delaney Rovers, the Dingoes, the East Street Shufflers, the Easy Aces, the Electric Eliminators, the 8th Avenue Apaches, the Fastballs, the 5th Street Bombers, the Fillmores, the Firestarters, the 5 Points, the Gerards, the Gladiators, the Go-Hards, the Gun Hill Dancers, the Gramercy Riffs, the High Rollers, the Homeboys, the Hoplites, the Howitzers, the Hucks, the Hurricanes, the Imps, the Jesters, the Jones Street Boys, the Judas Bunch, the Jupiters, the Knockdowns, the Knuckles, the Locos, the Magicians, the Meat Packers, the Moonrunners, the Napoleons, the Nickel Stakes, the Night Riders, the 9th Avenue Razors, the Panzers, the Phillies, the Plainsmen, the Queensbridge Mutilators, the Red Hook Shooters, the Roadmasters, the Regal, Royal, Ronin Rebels, the Runaways, the Roadmasters, the Romans, the Saracens, the Saratogas, the Savage Huns, the Shanghai Sultans, the Southern Cross, the Speedwagons, the Stevedores, the Stilettos, the Stonebreakers, the Terriers, the Turks, the Turnbull ACs, the Van Cortlandt Rangers, the Whispers, the Xenophones, the Xylophones, the Yo-Yos, the Youngbloods, the Zodiacs, the Zulus. Black, white, coffee-colored, Puerto Rican, Italian, Irish, Dominican, Mexican, standing, squatting, more like an encampment of armies than a meeting. The whole underside of the city. One outlandish set of uniforms after the other. Nobody here for fun. Hundreds of rough, menacing young men waiting, watching each other warily in the dark. Nervous, murmuring, restlessness, rising like a tide among them. Cut to the rogues, seated up against the wall of the first terrace, their leader, Luther, at one end. Cropsey, his second-in-command, at his side.
How's our present for Cyrus?
It works.
You sure?
Real sure.
Cyrus is just going to love it.
Cut to the warriors, now seated within the plaza, straining to look in all directions. Ajax looks around. You think any night riders are out here? I hate the mother... Cyrus says, Rembrandt began. Cyrus says. Huck Cyrus, Ajax spits. Man, would you look at all this, Cold Cheese added. Which one's Cyrus? Cowboy asked. Ish, who knows, Vermin answered. He'll be here, Rembrandt uttered. How do you know? Ajax asked menacingly. I just know, Rembrandt answered softly. Swan and Cleon look around. Cleon smiles at Swan. I told you this would be big. You were right. Loosen up. Enjoy it. It's gonna be something. Cut to the plaza. The huge audience shifts nervously, restive. Suddenly, can you count, suckers? I say the future is ours. I don't f much with the past, but I f plenty with the future. And the future is ours. If you can count. The voice seems to be everywhere about them. Cyrus steps into the light. Commanding presence born to royalty. First, we start with a miracle. Now look what we have here before us. We got the Saracens sitting next to the Jones Street Boys. We've got the Moonrunners right by the Van Nobody is wasting nobody. That is a miracle. And miracles is the way things ought to be. The question before us is, can you make it with a little simple arithmetic? Because you've been shocked, brothers. That's right. The courts and the schools. That's one shuck. But the people who call themselves your friends, that's the biggest shuck of them all. The dudes from the youth board, your guidance counselors, your mentors, the community centers, that mobilization for youth. You smoke that, you are finished. The crowd gives him rapt attention. You'll go junkie, then you'll get busted, and that's the future they got for you. You'll be ish out of luck, suckers! Pause. The crowd murmurs. Unless you can count. Cut to the gangs. The hypnotic power of Cyrus's voice grabs them. You're standing right now with 9 delegates from 100 gangs, and there's over 100 more. That's 20,000 hardcore members, 40,000 counting affiliates, and 20,000 more not organized but ready to fight. 60,000 soldiers. That's like 4 army divisions. A surge growing in the faces of the crowd. Plus, you add in women. That comes to about 100,000. 100,000. Now there ain't but 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? The crowd screams their approval. Cut to the road near the plaza, a line of shadowy cars cutting off their lights turning. Cut back to the plaza, Cyrus continues to walk among the gangs. So here's the sum total. One gang can run this city. One gang. We can run the whole place. Nothing will move without us allowing it to happen. We can tax the crime syndicates, the police, because we got the street, suckers! Can you dig it? If they don't pay, they don't play. They can go ahead and take the damn subway. They can't go to the corner store or a movie. They can't go no place in public. They can't even step into an elevator without us coming down on them. Cut to the street. More cars with lights out pulling off the road. The ghostly shapes glide to a stop side by side. The muffled sound of doors opening. Shadowy figures getting out. The crowd cheers while Cyrus, standing glorious in the moonlight, still moving, arms upraised, and he lowers them to silence the crowd. Nobody in the city could be safe outside his door unless we say so. Because we are the power! The crowd roars their approval once again, even more deafening than before. The fox, trying to get a better view of Cyrus, he leaves the warriors, moves to the edge of the stone steps, finds himself near the rogues. A leg within the crowd, pants being pulled up. A Magnum 357 taped to a calf. The tape is torn away. One hand passes the pistol to another hand, then another hand, and then finally one more hand. The problem in the past has been the man turning us against one another. We have been unable to see the truth because we've been fighting for 10 square feet of ground. Our turf. Our little piece of turf. That's crap, brothers. The turf is ours by right because it is our turn. A final hand lifts the 357, spins the chamber. Luther, seated with the rogues, holds the 357. Cyrus, in the light, looking more demonic than ever, he moves continuously. Listen to me, brothers. They kept us on the bottom long enough. Centuries and centuries and centuries. All we have to do is stick together. We keep up with the general truce. We take over one ball at a time. Secure our territory. Secure our turf. Because it's all our turf. The crowd screams louder than they ever did. Then a louder sound, a roar of a gunshot, goes off. Cyrus's head snaps back. The crowd instinctively crouching, a jangle of panic. Voices in the air. Who's shooting? Hey man, somebody's black, goddammit! The gangs start to break and run every which way. The crowd dissolving in panic. Luther, his hands on the gun. Amid the confusion, no one seems to have noticed. The fox stares at Luther. He has seen the whole thing. Their eyes lock. One of those frozen moments. Then Luther swings the gun toward the fox. Aims. Suddenly, light floods his face. He blinks, momentarily blinded. The fox bolts off. Cut to the whole plaza, now flooded with light. Police! Police, hold on there! Everybody freeze, where you are! Rows of cars now facing the plaza, all police cruisers. We want to see everybody freeze! Freeze now! Freeze! This is the police! You better freeze yourselves! A surge of bodies run away from that bullhorn. The warriors start to run with the flow. Cleon blocks their way. Nah! No! Against the crowd! Go that way! Indicating they are to go against the grain toward the light. As they turn, Cleon waves them past. Get your head down! Down! Cleon ordered. The warriors, crouching low, moving through the crowd, most of the crowd running the other way. This is the police! Stand still, and you won't get hurt! Freeze! This is the police! This is the police! A ring of police, riot shields, and sticks move in from the dark. The warriors moving toward the police cars, but crouching low, ducking into the shadow below the lights. Move it! Move it! Don't stop! Cleon ordered. The fox, picking his way through the crowd, grabs Rembrandt, pulls him along. Ajax is at Cowboy's side. Cleon, suddenly, he stops running, sees a body a short distance beyond. Still bending, he drifts towards it. Bends down, it's Cyrus. The blood spreads across his face and behind his head on the floor. 3 members of his gang are squatting nearby, clearly in a state of shock, oblivious to the pandemonium around them. Cleon staring at the body, awe-stricken, disbelieving. Luther, standing nearby, points at Cleon.
There he is! There he is! That's him!
Cleon turns. Cyrus's men also turn to look.
He's the one! He shot Cyrus! We saw saw him!
Yeah, that's him. You crazy, I ain't done nothing. Luther runs at him.
The Warriors did it! The Warriors did it! The Warriors did it!
Cleon breaks free of Luther and starts to his feet, flattens two rogues, belts Cropsy down, but catches a kick flush in the face from one of Cyrus's men. He goes down like a fell tree. Immediately, all the Gramercy riffs jump him. He disappears under a swarm of clubbing fists, feet, and elbows. Across the way, the Fox and Rembrandt about to slip past the ring of police cars. Rembrandt hesitates, looking back at the free-for-all. "Come on, man," Fox said. "Did something happen to Cleon?" Rembrandt asked, shakingly. "I think he's up ahead," Fox answered. "You sure?" "No, just move on. Come on!" They vanish in the dark. Cut to the plaza, hundreds of milling gang members, sullen, surly, being herded towards the cars waiting police buses. Cut to the lineup, gang members leaning spread eagle on the cars, some of them going into the police bus. A message is being passed along the line. Pass the word. The Warriors did it. Some dudes from Brooklyn. Pass it on. The Warriors, they're from Coney Island. Rack they ass. Rack they ass, I say. The Warriors, they got Cyrus. The Warriors, I say. The Warriors. The police are separating gang members. They're pulling away several of them from a huge melee. Cleon's body is now visible, along with Cyrus's, both laid in a pool of their own blood. Cut to the cemetery. Rows of gravestones, small mausoleums, stone angels. The Warriors vault the fence, stumble in past the gravestones. One by one, drop into the shadows out of sight. The police car with the flashing light goes by on the street. "Everybody make it?" Swan asked. "Ajax, Vermin, Cowboy, Rembrandt, Snowball, Cochise, you, and me. Just Cleon's missing," the Fox said. They all gather around Swan with nervous looks on their faces. "Okay," the Fox began. "Anybody see what happened? Anybody see anything?" "Fuzz must have got him," Cochise said. "Did you see him get busted?" Swan asked. "Well, no, he was there, then I ain't see him no more. I was hauling ass. Hey, I want to ask a question." "What the f*** happened?" Vermin asked. "I didn't see anything," Ajax answered. "Somebody put out Cyrus's headlight. That's what happened," Cochise said matter-of-factly. "Ish! I didn't see that. I didn't see nothing," Cowboy exclaimed. "You saw him go down," Vermin said. "F***ing A," Cochise agreed. "I ain't see nothing," Ajax said. "I saw who creamed him," the Fox said. They all stop and look at the Fox. "You saw who shot Cyrus?" Vermin asked. "Yeah," the Fox said. Long pause. "Well, who the f*** was it?" Cochise asked. "Some guy from the Rogues," the Fox answered. "South Bronx gang, real punk sh*." "You sure it was the Rogues?" Swan asked. "Yeah," the Fox said matter-of-factly. "I saw the guy that did it, and he saw me." They all think about that. "Nah, I hate to be a rogue tonight. Those riffs are going to be on their ass," Cowboy said. "Okay, what do we do now?" Cochise asked. All eyes go to Swan. "We go home. You mind telling us how?" Vermin asked. "Coney Island must be 50 miles from here. Took us hours." "Give us the answer, Fox," Swan said coolly. "We take a train," Fox answered. "The same way we got here, and it's 27 miles. All we got to do is find a subway stop, grab a car to Union Square, and change for the Coney train." "Yeah, real simple," Except every cop in the city's looking to bust our heads, Cochise said. Nay, Ajax agreed. We got something else to think about, Swan said. Yeah? What? Vermin asked. The fox picks right up on it. The truce, is it still on? If it ain't, we're going to have to bop our way back, Vermin said. Not a happy prospect. Ish! I wish we were packed, Cowboy said. Snowball holds up his wine bottle canteen, shakes it, makes a thumbs up sign. Better than nothing, Cowboy said. A lot better, Swan agreed. What about the radio? Snowball makes a thumbs down sign. Ish! Ajax exploded. We got way bigger problems, yo, the fox uttered. Maybe we better not try and make it home, Rembrandt said. Yeah, right. We'll live the rest of our lives here in the graveyard, you dumb Ajax said explicitly. Leave him alone, Ajax, the fox said. Swan looks at Rembrandt. We're going back. It's the only choice we got. Pause. Whatever happens, stick together. If the truce is off, anything could hit us between here and that train. We get separated, get to the platform at Union Square. That's where we change trains. Union Square, right, Cochise agreed. Everybody got that? Swan asked. Nods of agreement from everybody except one. I only got one question, Ajax said. Who named you leader? Suddenly, no one is moving. I got as much right to take over as you. It was Cleon's choice. Swan is war chief, the fox said. Right about now, Cleon's most likely got a nightstick shoved halfway up his ass. Knives are the only reason you're up on anybody else. You're no leader without your blade, and you ain't got one. Ish, I bet you can't even find the subway. Every eye is on Swan. Maybe we ought to talk about it later. What's wrong with right now? I want to be warlord. Pause. Make your move, Swan challenged. A moment while the tension gathers. Swan and Ajax both ready for the first lunge. Rembrandt has climbed onto a ledge high on a tomb and looks off down the street. Hey, wait a minute! The train is right over there! A trestle, some distance down the road, a subway train clacks across it. Cut to the cemetery, Swan and Ajax still facing one another. A long moment, then, hey, Ajax, lighten up, Cowboy said. Yeah, big boy, Swan's war chief, Vermin agreed. Ajax looks over at Cochise, a potential ally, who shakes his head. We better stick together, Coach said. Snowball just gives Ajax a simple, direct look, then shakes his head. I think you just got outvoted, dum-dum, the fox said. Ajax replied. He turns away in disgust. Okay, that's settled, Swan said. Now, let's move. He leads them away. Cut to the cemetery fence. Swan checks both ways, then vaults over. A hefty drop. He lands hard on the sidewalk. Swan waits, then motions to the others. One by one, they follow until they are all over the fence. All save one. Where the hell is Rembrandt? Vermin asked. Cut to the cemetery, where Rembrandt spray paints a gravestone, then scurries away towards the fence. Cut to the gravestone, with the letters of another gang on the back. Over the letters have been sprayed the warrior sign. The sound of thunder. Rain begins to make the paint run down the gravestone. Cut to the city street. A summer shower, rain pelting down. The warriors sprint across the road, take cover under an awning. Lousy train, Ajax spewed. This sucks, Vermin agrees. No the fox said. I'm beginning to think maybe this ain't our night, Cowboy uttered. Ajax agreed. The rain continues to come down. Man, how long is it gonna rain out here? Vermin asked. Hey man, do I look like a weatherman? Cowboy replied. No, you just look like a dumb wearing a cowboy hat, Vermin laughed. Hey man, you, Cowboy said playfully. You wanna lay it down? Vermin asked. I'll lay you down, Cowboy replied. Let's go, Swan commanded. It's still raining, Ajax said. Yeah, and we still ain't home, Swan replied. He moves off. The others follow. Cut to the street. Night. The rain has now stopped. The warriors troop along the still wet sidewalk. Eyes left, eyes right. They cross the street, then move under the L. Cut to a corner of a nearby building. Up on the edge of it, in its decorated letters, the word spelling out SPORTS. Fox, give me a reading on the sports, Swan said. Big outfit, 200 brothers. They got this one cat, 6'8", call him Goliath. Bust heads wide open every night, the fox answered. Great. Just great, Vermin said. Off him. Just some chicken like the rest of them, Ajax happily replied. Yeah, right. You'll be the first one to haul ass if you ever came across him, the fox said. You may run across me real quick, you little pig ass. Ajax, Swan called. Yeah, Ajax replied. Lighten up, Swan said. Hey, Swan, you want me to hit this up? Rembrandt asked, holding the spray can. Let's keep moving, Swan replied. They move on. Farther down the way, still no station in sight. Man, how far to a train station? Cochise asked. Up here, they could be a couple of miles apart, the fox replied. This sucks, Cowboy uttered. No Vermin agreed. Somewhere, there is a police siren. The whole line of warriors turn about face, drift out of sight against various store windows. Their faces tense as the siren grows louder. Cut to the street under the L. A police caravan coming, roof lights flashing. Warriors huddled against the storefronts. In the window, the reflection of the caravan moving past. Cruisers and the flash of several police buses, each jammed with gang members from the busted conclave. There's a few less for us to worry about, Vermin said. Wonder if they had them rogues on board, Cowboy asked. I wouldn't want to be one of those motherfuckers, the fox said. Just imagine if you had them Gramercy riffs on your hat. Phew, Vermin uttered. Probably just a bunch of chicken Ajax said. Rembrandt looks after the police vans. I wonder if they had Cleon in there. Cut to the Gramercy Riffs Clubhouse. Huge, warehouse-sized, 100 riffs in attendance. Suddenly, the main door is thrown open. All eyes on the 3 riffs who enter. Walking slightly before the others, the new Cyrus. Riffs! Who are the warriors? No one answers. There must be some word.
Coney Island bunch.
We already got one of them. Dead as a doornail. As dead as Cyrus? I want all of them. I want all the warriors. I want them alive if possible, if not, wasted. But I want them. Send a word. Cut to the radio station at night. The blare of rock music, electronic transmission equipment oscillating. On the turntable, the record ends. In the booth, the disc jockey is at her microphone. Her dulcet tones are honey smooth.
All right now, for all you boppers out there in the big city, all you street people with an ear for the action, I've been asked to relay a request from the Gramercy Riffs. It's a special for the Warriors. That's that real live bunch from Coney, and I do mean the Warriors. Here's a hit with them in mind.
She drops the needle, and the song, You Can Run, But You Can't Hide, plays loudly. Cut to the street night. The dingoes are listening to a radio nearby. Cut to another street at night. The baseball furies are listening to a radio nearby. Cut to another street at night. The big-time punks are listening with a radio nearby. Cut to another street at night. The Turnbull AC listening to a radio nearby. Cut to the radio station booth at night. The song ends. The needle is lifted.
Be looking good, Warriors. All the way back to Coney Island, you heard? Alright, babies. Do good. Do real good. Adios.
Cut to the interior of a candy store. Cropsy is standing at the counter, one of those hole-in-the-wall shops with a window on the street. Cropsy picks out a candy bar, then another, then two more. 7 other rogues stand behind him, all of them smiling. Some chewing gum catches Cropsy's eye. He helps himself to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packages. A young woman behind the counter. Her face is strained as she watches Cropsy gather up all that candy. Then her eyes swing nervously further off in the shop. Cut to a wall phone. Luther speaking into the receiver. Inside the candy store, Luther bangs out through the door of the booth. "We set?" Cropsy asked.
We said all right. Somebody should pick their ass up. The Riffs sent out the word. They want them alive, but we don't.
"Sooner the better."
What's the matter? You afraid that little face is going to shoot his mouth off before he gets wrapped?
"Yeah, right. I'm worried he saw you. I just don't want the Riffs coming down on my head."
No sweat. They're looking for the Warriors, remember? We can do some looking too, you know. Ought to make you feel better.
They head for the door. Beyond them, out in the street, the Cadillac hearse is waiting. The young woman clears her throat, speaks to Cropsy.
That'll be $2.50.
Cropsy looks at her.
For what?
Luther asked loudly, then takes some candy and treats himself to a big bite to the girl's chagrin. Cut to the street under the L. Nighttime. The Warriors are moving along the sidewalk, keeping to the shadows. A train station now visible down the way. Suddenly, Swan motions them to halt. "What is it?" Vermin asked. "I don't see nothing," Cowboy said. "Ain't nothing to see. Come on, what kind of chicken crap is this?" Ajax asked. A moment more. "Yeah, man. Come on, man. We're here. What the f are we waiting for?" Cochise demanded. "A train would help," the fox said. "Unless you want to get jacked up there on an open platform." "Bullshit," Cochise said. "There's nobody on the street." Swan gestures with his hand. The fox slips expertly out through the shadows to take up a position against the L pillar as scout. Another gesture, Rembrandt and Snowball do the same against another pillar. "We're acting like Ajax said matter-of-factly. Swan looks off to his left, senses something. "Just keep talking, big boy," Swan said. Suddenly, a gang bus comes around the corner, rumbles towards them. The bus, covered with graffiti, crammed with members of the Turnbull AC. More gang members sitting on the roof, even more leaning out of the windows, shaved heads glistening, eyes searching, scowling looks. Cut to the warriors. They pull back into the shadows. "Holy ish," Vermin said. "Who the f*** are those motherfuckers?" Cochise asked. "I don't know, but they ain't waving any white flags," Cowboy said matter-of-factly. "Who are they looking for?" Rembrandt asked. "Anybody," Vermin answered. The bus rumbles closer. "Jesus Christ, it's the Turnbull ACs. Those f***ing guys are killers," the fox said. They all pull back. Cut to the side street. The bus moves by. The Turnbull AC members' eyes search the shadows. All of them huge mother. A long moment. Then the bus is safely passed. Under the L, "They're on our side," Rembrandt said. "The Turnbull ACs. Those are some mean-looking motherfuckers," Cochise said. "No sh*," Vermin agreed. "You got to be 6 foot tall or better just to get into that outfit," the fox said. "Yeah, I think they forgot about the truce," Cowboy uttered. "You ain't shitting," Cochise said. "Oh, finay," Ajax agreed. The clatter of a train breaks in on the trestle. Down the track, a train is approaching the station. Swan, he motions the others to get ready. Rembrandt makes an urgent hand signal from the pillar. The Turnbull AC bus, now at the end of the street, it turns and heads back towards the station. Under the L, it's not a happy moment for the warriors. "Oh, Jesus Christ," the fox uttered. "What kind of shit is this?" Vermin asked fearfully. Cut to the street. The bus moving closer. The AC's eyes still searching. Cut to the train, sliding to a stop. The doors start to open. Rembrandt signaling the Swan. Swan gives the signal. The warriors make a run for it. "Go, go, go, go," the fox said. Cut to the bus. The Turnbull ACs spot the running figures. They all react as one man. The multicolored bus roars towards the station. The Turnbull ACs yelling, screaming, laughing, gaining on the warriors who start to pound up the steps. The bus, now very close, brakes to a stop. The ACs jump out, head for the station. The warriors racing up the stairs, 2 at a time. The station platform, the doors of the train begin to close. The warriors come bombing up the last flight of stairs, tumult and uproar. They push aside various passengers. On the train, the doors are almost shut. Ajax flings himself into the narrowing gap, forces the door open again. Sheer brute strength. He holds it for the other warriors to enter. They dash into the car under his arms. The fox brings up the rear. The first of the Turnbull ACs appears on the platform, coming from the steps. The fox ducks under Ajax's arm. The door finally closes. Train pulls away. Tail lights moving off down the tracks into the night. The Turnbull ACs gather, watching the train, yelling and screaming disappointment as the train continues pulling away, watching it disappear. Cut to the interior of the train. The warriors reel into their seats. Even Snowball grins soundlessly. "Okay, right, warriors," Cowboy said excitedly. "Yeah, yeah, yeah," Cochise said just as excited. "Those were some desperate dudes," said Vermin. "So was we," Cowboy uttered. "Even fight. We could have taken them," Ajax remarked. "Yeah, well, fat chance they were going to even anything up," the fox said. "Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Bunch of chickens-ish," Ajax said. "Them cats didn't look too chickenish to me," Cowboy said. "Me neither," Vermin agreed. Cochise ignores this conversational turn, remains totally jubilant. "We made it. In an hour, it's CI, the big coney, baby," Cochise said excitedly. However, Swan is the eternal realist. When we get there, that's when we've made it. Cochise leans back, stretches out his legs. "Hey, no sweat, War Chief," Cowboy said. Rembrandt moves to a map of the subway system on the wall. The map is schematic with the contours of the city rounded off. Rembrandt is laboriously trying to puzzle it out. He has one finger on the top of the map at the point where they are. With the other, he is searching all the way at the bottom until... "Hey, I found Coney Island!" "Way to go, Rembrandt," Vermin said. "Figure out how many stops to Union Square," Ajax concluded. Rembrandt starts counting them off on his fingers. "Come on, man. That's high math for Rembrandt," Cochise said. "Hey, sucker, how you fix for toes?" "Hey, Ajax, why don't you pound sand up your ass and leave him alone?" Fox said. "Oh, you, Ajax replied. Rembrandt continues to count. The fox moves to his side and studies the map. "Nobody can read these maps," the fox said. "Forget it. We're home free. What's the difference?" Vermin uttered. Cut to the station at night. The train now creeping forward. Just beyond the station platform, a tenement burns. A track is on fire. Orange glow lighting the sky. A snorkel truck battles the flames. Smoke drifts across the tracks. The front of the train with a final lurch, it comes to a stop.
"Attention all passengers, attention all passengers. Fire department orders. This train is now not in service. It cannot proceed any further indefinitely. Buses will be transferred station down the line."
Cut to the platform. The doors of the train open. Inside the train, the warriors watch the other passengers file out. Passengers stream out of all the cars wearing grimaces on their faces. "This cannot be happening," Cowboy said. "What the f are we going to do? This sucks ass," Vermin said. Loudspeaker said to take the buses, so we're taking the buses. "Shh! This is really our night," Cochise said. "Why couldn't it rain now?" Rembrandt uttered. "We just better worry about who the hell set that fire," Fox said matter-of-factly. Cut to the platform. The warriors come out of the train, all of them shuffling towards the stairwell with the other passengers. Cut to the street below the station. Two jam-packed buses close the doors in front of the remaining passengers, pulling away with a roar. "Well, there goes that idea," Cowboy said. "Give us a make-off break," Cochise said. "F***ing A," Ajax said. An angry row of people surge around the harassed bus starter.
"More buses are coming. They'll be along in a minute,"
said the bus starter. "Yeah, a minute my ass. More like a hour," said one voice.
"We're doing the best we can,"
said the bus starter.
"You don't want to wait? Kiss my ass."
"We ain't got a half hour, let alone a minute," the fox said. Swan looks across the street. The fox stares in the opposite direction. "We've had it," the fox said. Cut to a tenement roof on the other side. Looking down over the edge are two gang members, their eyes locked on the warriors. Swan and the Fox, both looking at the roof. They just made us, the Fox said. The two orphans continue to stare down. You recognize them? Swan asked. Orphans. So far down the list they ain't even on the map. Real low class. Bums this hand. What's the numbers? Swan asked. Full strength? Maybe 30 soldiers. Minor league-ish. 30? That's a lot more than 8, Vermin said. Not if they're wimps. I'm sick of this running bull-ish, Ajax said. Nobody pays any attention to Ajax. Probably looking to make a name for themselves, Cowboy said. Best way would be to knock us off, Cochise said. The Fox looks a little to the side. Swan already staring at that direction. Cut to the side street. 4 orphans stare at the warriors. The first orphan nods to the fourth. He drifts off down the street. The warriors watching tensely. You know where that cat's headed, right? Cowboy asked. Yeah, reinforcements, Rembrandt said. We're gonna get jabbed here. We're gonna get jabbed, Furman said. We better do something, Cochise said matter-of-factly. The remaining orphans lounging against the tenement front, their eyes never leave the warriors. The warriors, all with grim faces. Okay, I got the answer. We just go over there and waste them, Ajax said. With what? Your bad breath? All we need is one big mouth and it's everybody's ass, the Fox said. Let's try it being friendly, Swan said. Cowboy, yo, give me a pack of butts. Cowboy passed over the pack of smokes. Swan pockets them. The warriors follow Swan, heading down the side street. Swan's eyes never leave the orphans. No matter what he says, nobody lip off, nobody get hot. I'm gonna see what I can do, Swan said. When did you turn into a f***ing diplomat? Ajax spewed angrily. Yeah, you ain't exactly the State Department type, Vermin said. It's better than sending like you two over, the Fox said. Maybe Ajax has got a point about you, Fox, Vermin said. Nay, Ajax agreed. Swan looks down the street, stares at the orphan. Fox, you come with me, Swan said. Why you taking that, Ajax asked. Because he's got a brain. He might know something useful. Yeah, put a lid on it, ape-man, Fox said. They reach a point across from the tenement. The orphans are still eyeing them. Swan and the Fox start across the street. Cut to the tenement front. Swan crosses the last few feet. He reaches in his pocket, holds the pack of cigarettes with one butt extended. The first orphan looks at the cigarette, makes no move to take it.
I thought you were reaching to show me your invitation,
First orphan said, a polite edge to his voice. How do you figure? Swan asked.
You come armying down here, invading our territory, no permits, no parlay?
First orphan said matter-of-factly. We're not invading, and I'm parlaying right now. The Fox smiles, steps up, even with Swan. We were just at that big meeting. We're going home to Coney. The train gets messed up by that fire, and they dump us here. So, the first orphan asked. So, we're asking if it's okay to march through to the next station, Swan asked. The orphan's eyes narrow.
I don't know what you're talking about, man,
First orphan said.
How could there be a big meeting if the orphans wasn't there?
Listen, you were lucky, the Fox said. There was a hassle. A lot of heads got busted. The orphans look even less friendlier than ever.
You think we ain't big? You think the orphans ain't with it? You think the orphans ain't well known?
We didn't say that, Swan said.
We got a heavy rep. You mess with us, you find that out,
the first orphan said matter-of-factly. The second orphan takes a newspaper clipping from his pocket, proudly holds it out. The first orphan says,
You see that?
They write about our raids in the paper.
Yeah, the fox said. That's real heavy. The warriors across the street watching. In a minute, they're going to be dancing, Cochise said. Beside him, Ajax is starting past Swan, the fox, and the orphans. Yeah, and I got my partner, Ajax uttered. Rembrandt, Cochise, Snowball, and Cowboy follow his look. On the tenement porch, a girl next to the screen door. She shifts her legs, restless, obviously bored. Every move goes straight to the warrior's groin. The warriors staring hard at the porch. You know what that is, don't you? Ajax asked. Cowboy nods. Yeah, trouble. Cut to the tenement front. The fox, still reading the clipping, decides to try a pure bullshit move. Oh yeah, right. The orphans. I heard about you guys. Our youth worker talks about you cats all the time. Boy, those youth workers, pain in the sand. We ain't got one, second orphan said. He takes the clipping back. Must be because they're afraid of you, man, Fox said. Swan extends the cigarette again. Mollified, the orphan now takes one, lights it up. At the tenement porch, the girl moves down the steps. No mistaking her look. At the tenement front, Swan is aware of the girl, but ignores her. The fox doesn't. Keeps shooting looks her way.
Nothing wrong with you making it through our territory as long as you coming in peace,
the first orphan said. The girl deliberately stares right at the fox, gives him the eye. He flushes, now tries to keep his look away from her.
You got maybe 9-10 blocks from here to the next station,
first orphan said. The girl starts to make chicken noises. The second orphan says, Cut it, Mercy. She gives him a look, then defiantly continues. I said knock it off. Second orphan yelps. She gives him another look, then laughs at him. We'll be off your turf in 5 minutes, Swan said. He and the fox turned to go.
Hey, you!
Mercy yelped. Reluctantly, they look back. She points to their vests.
Those vests are real nice,
Mercy said. Yeah, it's our mark, the fox answered.
What's your family?
Mercy asked. Warriors, Coney Island, the fox answered. She reacts to the word warriors. Lighten up, Mercy. Stop looking for trouble, the second orphan said. She ignored him.
Warriors, huh? You guys are the big dudes, huh? That makes those vests real valuable.
I should have slapped your mouth the first time you opened it, the second orphan said. Mercy flashes at him.
So? Who stopped you?
Mercy asked. She looks back at the swan and the fox.
Come on,
Mercy said.
Give me one.
Swan shakes his head.
Just one. I just want one vest. You can get another one, man.
No chance, Swan said. Mercy wheels on the first orphan.
So you're just gonna let an army walk through here whenever they feel like it? How's that gonna look?
The point scores, but the first orphan tries to shrug it off.
Get lost,
the first orphan uttered.
You're just looking for a little action.
Yeah, and I'm going to find it too,
Mercy said.
Pretty soon, the Stompers, the Maasai, the Homeboys, the Meatpackers, the Easy Aces, every gang is just going to mambo right in. Soldier right through. So, some man you are.
He flushes, raises his hand. She jeers again, clucking like a chicken. The first orphan is now livid. He turns to Swan.
Take your colors off, then you can walk through.
The first orphan said. We're not about to do that, Swan said matter-of-factly. That's just our mark. It don't mean we're at war, the fox said. Pause. The orphan's eyes all flicker sharply at him.
You go as civilians, okay? If you go as soldiers, we gotta come down on you. I mean it. Now take off your colors, all of you. You hear me?
The first orphan demanded. F you, Swan said without hesitation. We're not going to hide who we are just because some shakes her ass, the fox said. Don't you call me no hoe. I ain't no holy oaf. Without a word, the orphans turn, go back inside the tenement. Sorry. You're working so hard to hustle the merchandise, I didn't realize you meant to give it away. Let's go, Swan said. He and the fox head back across the street. On the other side of the street, Swan heading right past the waiting warriors. We're marching down to the next station, right through these lanes of territory. Let's move. They start for the corner, Tenement Street. The warriors swing around the corner, turn parallel to the elevated tracks. At every intersection, the tracks run along the next street 1 block away. Hey, that is definitely the way to be cool. You cats really handled that, Vermin said. Yeah, we blew the ball game. Shh, the fox uttered. Forget it. You lipped that guy down, but good, Cowboy said. Right, his ear's gonna be ringing for a month, Cochise said. Dumb. I say we should have wasted them, Ajax said. Rembrandt looks behind him. Yeah, well, while his ears are ringing, he's walking, Vermin said. The others turn back. A block behind, the orphan is following. Cut to the warriors, Swan picks up the pace. Come on, let's waste this for huff, Ajax said. Where there's one, there's more, Vermin said. Keep moving, Swan directed. Bunch of stick ass, Ajax uttered. A brisk walk, all eyes straight ahead. 1 block behind, the orphan staying right with them. Side street, the warriors cross, glance at the elevated trestle. The orphan crossing the street, a block behind. 4 more orphans slip in from the side street, fall in behind him. The warriors checking the houses as they move along. The fox turns all the way around, not slackening his pace. Christ, this ain't good, the fox uttered. How many? Swan asked. A block behind, now 12 orphans behind them. 10? No, 12, the fox said. Holy ish, Vermin said. They pick up the pace faster, almost a trot now. Vermin, move up to point, Swan directed. Holy ish, why me? Vermin asked pleadingly. He moves 20 yards ahead of the pack. Fox, move across. Snowball, flank. Ajax, Cochise, look alive in the middle. The fox races across the street. The orphans passing another intersection, the same dozen keeping step. The other sidewalk, 5 more orphans padding relentlessly along. The warriors checking out each intersection for the next subway station. The orphans pressing on, now 20 shadowed faces. The warriors really humping now, trotting wordlessly. Vermin glances anxiously over his shoulder to see if they're gaining on them. Suddenly, he slows down, calls to Swan. Hey, off me! They're gone! I don't believe it, the fox said. The street behind them? Empty. No one in sight. The warriors slowing to look. The street is empty. Nothing is moving. The fox moves back with the rest. Gone, Cowboy said. Don't complain, Vermin uttered. I ain't complaining, baby, Cowboy retorted. Astonishment and relief. Nothing that good ever happens. Where the fuck did they go? Fox asked. Just a bunch of chickens that got fish, Ajax said. Maybe they're circling around, Cold Cheese uttered. Let's find out, Swan said. He gestures to one side. 3 warriors, Ajax, Cowboy, and Snowball, duck into a doorway along the sidewalk. Melt out of sight in the darkness. Swan, another nod, up the street, the remaining warriors taking off at a trot. Swan remains in his position. Some distance further up the street, the second group ducks into the space between 2 parked cars. Swan waits a moment to be sure both groups are set. Then he starts off, walking slowly up the street. Cut to the street. Swan strolls slowly, the sound of footsteps behind him. The group behind the car, cocking their heads at the sound of the footsteps. The group in the doorway. Swan moves by without a glance. A moment later, the sound of footsteps walking right by them. They look at one another, then burst out of the doorway, block any path of retreat. Between the cars, Vermin, the Fox, Cochise, and Rembrandt jump out from between the cars, block the path ahead. Swan, whirling, looks. Mercy, the rabbit in their trap. Suddenly, Ajax's hand goes over her mouth. She kicks her legs fiercely. "Aw," Cochise uttered. Vermin looks down the avenue. "Maybe they sent her to stall us," Vermin said. Mercy manages to shake her mouth free.
Nobody sent me. I sent myself,
Mercy said. "Yeah, right, sure. We're gonna believe that." "Let her go," Swan commanded. Ajax releases her. "Okay, what do you have in mind?" Pause.
Maybe I'm looking for some real men. Nobody in them punk tag orphans ever did anything.
Big smile emanating out of Cowboy. "Well, if you're looking for some real action, all you got to do is knock on my door. I got the big one," Cowboy uttered. "Hey, I'll give it to you, baby," Ajax said. Rembrandt speaks with quiet urgency. "Hey, they're back." Cut to the street, the other side of the parked cars across the way. Quick padding feet, trying to make no noise. One pair, then another, maybe 20 in all. Cut to the warriors. The orphans have moved between them and the street leading to the elevated station. "They got us cut off," Cowboy said. "Jesus, we're off," Vermin said fearfully. "What are we gonna do now, big war chief?" Ajax demanded. Looks at Swan. "Snowball, break out the juice," Swan said. Puts his hand out. "Yeah, great time for a party," Vermin said. Snowball pulls a wine bottle out of his coat. Swan turns, pushes Mercy back against the car. The others move in.
Y'all gonna jump me?
Mercy asked. She speaks half in fear, half in anticipation. "Maybe we ought to do it, we know. Looks like you might even like it," Swan said matter-of-factly. Mercy isn't going to back off. "You," Mercy said. "Yeah, real tough chick," Swan answered. He moves right up to her, forcing her to stop her hair, pulls her. Parked cars. The scurrying feet on the other side of the wheels, now in position, gathered for an attack. Swan, poised over the girl, smiles at her. "We better take care of our little problem here first." In an abrupt movement, he tears a strip from her skirt.
"Hey, you're crazy,"
Mercy said. The strip of skirt being passed to the other hands. "Hey, there's the train," Cowboy announced. "Let's move," Cochise said. Swan takes the bottle, the strip of skirt hanging out of its neck, a lighted match in the fox's hand.
You see what you get, warriors? You see what you get when you mess with the orphans?
In one motion, Swan touches the flame to the skirt strip, then flings the bottle. It arcs through the air. The bottle lands, smashing on the rear of the car. The liquid flame spills and spreads down the trunk. The warriors, dashing to flank the car. "Take her," Swan said. "We may need her for a trade." Cut behind the flaming truck of the car. The figures in ambush starting to rise, back away from the heat. A huge explosion. The gas tank goes up, the car bucking into the air. The orphans reel back, the whole street lit up with shadows from the glowing flames. The orphans consumed in those flames. The warriors tearing around the far end of the inferno. The fox grabs Mercy. She is dazed by the sudden series of events. "Come on, Hot Pants, you're the only hostage we got," the fox said. He pulls her with him after the others, all the warriors making for the subway station steps. Cut to the station, the warriors thundering up the steps 2 at a time. Cut to a train in the station, its doors starting to close. Cochise charging up the steps among the others. He looks at the closing doors. "Oh, sweet Jesus, it's leaving," Cochise uttered. He makes another lunge upward. On the platform, the warriors running frantically alongside the train. All of them jump into the car. Inside the train, the fox dragging Mercy along, pushing her into a seat. All the warriors exhausted after their dash. The train, pulling away, enters the tunnel. Cut to a gas station. Luther at a payphone. He nods again and again, then hangs up. At the parking lot, a group of the rogues waiting, their beat-up old Cadillac hearse being gassed up. Luther walks over, looks down at Cropsey waiting behind the wheel.
Some 2-bit outfit almost got them, but they bopped their way past.
"We can make them at the 72nd Street station." Luther shakes his head.
Platforms probably crawling with cops.
"The fuzz is trying to rack every gang in this town."
No me and you included.
"You got a reason for being so calm?"
I ain't calm.
"Oh yeah? Well, how do you feel?"
I'm just having a good time.
Smiles, opens the door to get in. Cut to the 96th Street station at night. Subway train waiting on the express tracks. The doors open. A sprinkle of passengers wait on the platform. Inside the train, more silence. No one moves. Passengers sitting like statues. The warriors waiting like the others, fighting their impatience. Finally, Vermin gets up, goes to open the door. "How much longer before that other train gets here?" "Shh! I'm sick of waiting for trains," Vermin said. "Hey," Ajax agreed. "Right, man, why trains ain't worth it." "Vermin, sit down." "Ajax, shut up," Swan commanded. Vermin comes back and sits. "Come on, Union Square, come on," Rembrandt uttered. Cowboy puts a restraining hand on his knee, gives a warning glance toward the platform. A transit cop, strolling slowly along the platform, checking left, right. A second cop, on the other side of the platform, doing the same. Subway car, the warriors, all on the alert. "Not convention," Cochise uttered. "Think they know about Cyrus?" Vermin asked. The first cop pauses to check a group of teenagers moving by. The second cop moves to his side. Subway car, Swan nods to Vermin. They know, Swan uttered.
I'm sick of this shit. I want to go home.
Mercy said. Me too, Vermin agreed. In the hallway, Ajax said. The fox gives Mercy a nudge in the shoulder. There ain't much you can do about getting home right now. Remember this, we get busted, you're in the same shit as us. You dig? She nods, not very happily. Besides, you wanted to be with a big hot stuff bunch like us, the fox uttered. Platform. The cops start to move past the windows of the car, their eyes going towards the warriors. The warriors growing more tense by the second. The cops almost at the side of the car. The warriors explode out of their seats. 96th Street Station, the platform. The warriors burst out both doors of the car, move past each side of the cops. Swan, Cochise, Ajax, and Snowball on one end. The Fox, Mercy, Cowboy, Rembrandt, and Vermin on the other. 2 policemen in the middle, dodging the passengers, running now as well. The 2 wings of the warriors trying to unite. The policemen in the middle blocking them from each other. Swan heads for the other end of the platform. The Fox leading the second group the other way. Swan and the 3 warriors with him dashing, dodging, broken field, running for the steps at the platform. The Fox and his group dashing just as fast in the other direction. Swan, his bunch, tearing up the stairs towards the street. The Fox and his bunch running for the other end. The end of the platform, just the blank wall, no steps. Where's the snitch upstairs? Cowboy yelped. At the last moment, Cowboy suddenly throws a last look backward. The Fox, still with Mercy, he's past the stairwell and the cop is now in the way. He wheels and dashes to the end of the platform. The Fox and Mercy jump off onto the tracks, disappear into the darkness of the tunnel. Cochise, with his group, running to the bottom of the stairs. No way out. They are in an underpass leading to another platform. The uptown platform, Cowboy, Vermin, and Rembrandt charging up the stairs. The underpass, just as a train is closing its doors. They just have time to squeeze in as those doors close. Cut to the exterior of the 96th Street train station, nighttime. Outside the street subway entrance, Swan and his group looking around, waiting anxiously for the others. The interior of the subway train headed downtown, Rembrandt looking out the window, Cowboy and Vermin at his side. The Fox and Mercy is in the tunnel just past the station. The train roars by them into the darkness. Cut to Broadway and 96th Street, Swan still waiting for the rest of the gang. Cochise, Ajax, and Snowball are next to him. They also scan the alien territory. What the f***? Where are they? Ajax asked. We better take off. Looks across the way. Hey, right, Ajax agreed. We said we'd wait, Cochise uttered. They could be anywhere. Who the f*** knows? Ajax asked. Come on, we don't have any choice. Cut to the intersection. 5 baseball furies approaching. 2 of them have the intersection covered. 3 more coming. All of them with baseball bats. Swan facing the inevitable. Only one way to go, and they have to take it. One last look at the subway entrance. He starts leading the others on down 72nd Street. Cut to the intersection once again. Swan and the others cross, head down away from Broadway. The baseball furies moving across Broadway right after them. Swan reaching the next corner. Ajax slows up. Come on, move, Swan commanded. Where? Give me a hit, Ajax said. West End Avenue. 2 more furies coming toward them. The warriors now surrounded on 3 sides. Swan points dead ahead. Trees and shadows in the direction of the river. We'll lose him in the park, Swan said. They break into a run. 96th Street. The warriors dash under the highway overpass, move towards Riverside Park. The Furies, combining their forces at the corner, move after them. The warriors run out of the underpass on the other side, head into the park. Ahead of them, through the trees, a glimpse of the river. The Furies coming out of the underpass, deploying into the park. Cut to the exterior of the park. The warriors emerge from the trees onto the walk along the river. Moves past one at a time. First Swan, then Snowball, then Ajax. Cochise bringing up the rear. Cochise turns to see if anyone is following. No sign. He scans the trees across the road. Cut to the trees. No movement. Cochise, satisfied, he turns to move on again. From nowhere, an arm grabs him from his blind side, soundlessly pulls him down. Swan, pausing for breath, Ajax and Snowball coming up beside him. Then they realize Cochise isn't there. Cochise, Swan called. Ajax screams, "Hey! Cochise! Cochise!" No answer. Cut to the river's edge. 3 silhouette figures struggling beside the water. One figure lies still. The other 2 start to roll the limp body toward the river. Swan next to Ajax and Snowball, still waiting for an answer. "Cochise! Hey, Cochise! Come on, Cochise!" The sound of a splash. They all look at each other. Then the Furies trot into sight. 4 of them grinning, carrying their baseball bats. "Move!" Swan commanded. They all take off at a run. Beside the river, Swan and Snowball are running, then Ajax lumbering after them a moment later. Finally, the trotting figures of the Furies, confident hunters running down their prey. Swan and Snowball running along, breathing hard, barely managing to hold their own. The lumbering Ajax falling behind. Ajax just can't run any faster, and he's getting winded. The Furies still coming on, narrowing the gap, ready to close in for the kill. Swan and Snowball have to lag behind because of Ajax. They don't want to leave him. Swan gestures to Snowball. "This way," Swan said. They move off the path, disappear into the dark. Ajax really huffing and puffing. The Furies still gaining. The lead hunter getting ahead of the others, grinning openly in his eagerness. Ajax gasping all in. Suddenly, he just stops, his back to the pursuers. Ajax mutters. At the first of the pursuers comes tearing up behind him, Ajax simply turns and slams him with a roundhouse right. The leading Fury, still grinning, he misses his swing with the baseball bat, meets Ajax punch head on. It's like running full tilt into a swinging telephone pole. He goes down as though he's been poleaxed. One shot, out. The other 3 Furies slow down as they see their leader fall. Swan springs out at the trailing Fury, fades to his right, avoids the swing of the bat, kicks the Fury in the head, drops him. He and Ajax now both have baseball bats. Ajax, a new expression growing on his face. His new expression is a smile. The Furies, a new expression growing in their faces as well. Suddenly, they aren't too sure. Ajax, looking at them, raises the bat. Come on. I'll waste all you motherfuckers. I will shove this bat so far up your ass, I will turn you into a popsicle. Snowball pulls off his belt. It's a bicycle chain. Begins whirring it through the air. The Furies, 2 more run up. Now 5 against 3. The biggest Fury steps forward, points at Swan with his bat. They face off. Swan makes 2 quick moves, drops the Fury with a blow to the midsection. Ajax wades in, blasts one, blasts the other, take a shot and keeps on swinging with a baseball bat. He slams the butt of the bat into the Fury's stomach, then blocks the second bat. Smashes the rib cage of the next Fury, hits him right out of the park. Snowball, swinging the chain like a whip, moves forward. The Furies have seen enough. They turn tail and run. Ajax, waving his bat over his head. Come on, you fools! Come on, you little niggas! Swan watching the Furies retreat. Snowball throws his bicycle chain at the last retreating Fury. Knocks him directly on the head, knocking him out, busting him wide open. Snowball went to retrieve his chain and picks up one of the abandoned bats. Swan still watching. 1 fallen Fury remains, the largest one. Get him up, Swan commanded. Snowball and Ajax pull him to his feet. Get away from him, Swan commanded as he holds his bat like a sword. Where's Cochise? Swan asked calmly. They've killed him, Ajax said. Swan raises the bat. I'm not gonna ask again, Swan said. A long moment. The Fury shakes his head. Then Swan swings the bat from the universe, connecting with his head. Lights out. A sudden swift movement, then tosses the bat away. Looks at Snowball and Ajax. Let's go, Swan said. Turns and moves off. Ajax looks back at the Fury on the ground. Chicken shit. Cut to the subway tunnel. The Fox and Mercy trudging along the tracks.
We gonna walk all the way to the next station?
Sure, unless you want to go back there and get your head massaged. No answer to that one. That's what I figured. So we walk. Now haul your ass. He begins to flounce a little, her hips swing, giving the Fox a look. Just walk.
I'm walking. Jesus, give me a break, will ya? Be a little friendly. I don't even know your name.
Everybody calls me Fox.
That's your real name?
Of course it ain't my real name. What do you care about names so much for anyway? She smiles at him. The old come on.
I like telling my friends I was with somebody particular.
He looks at her. Why the hell don't you just tie a mattress to your back? You don't care where it is, do you?
Well, you're a warrior. They're big news. They're somebody.
Yeah, right.
Sure, I know what you guys done at that meeting.
You mean besides running our ass off?
You don't have to hide it. Anybody who wasted Cyrus ain't just anybody.
The Fox stops. Did what?
That's the word going around. You guys, the warriors, y'all wasted Cyrus. What's wrong?
He's angry. That's what's wrong. Very angry. We got the fuzz chasing our ass. And now on top of that, every gang from here to Coney must be looking to come down on us. Some jive bullshit artist gets snuffed. We get creamed every time we stick our heads out. And I got one more problem. I'm stuck with you.
Look what you done against me, huh? You've been picking at me all night.
You want me to tell you the truth?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The truth sometimes isn't so hot. Maybe you don't want to hear it.
Look, just tell me, will ya?
I just know things. I know about things. She gazes at him. About the way you live.
The way I live?
Yeah, the way you live. I keep hoping I'm gonna run into something a little better.
What kind of crap is this? Who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck are you? You ain't no better than me.
Yeah, I guess you like the way you live, don't you?
Maybe I do. Friday night is pretty good. Saturday nights are better.
I don't think you can remember what they look like. She gives it right back to him.
Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Who gives a fuck? Listen, I only got about 2 more years that are worth a fuck. What do I have for a future? Come on, you tell me. A belly hanging down, 5 kids, no father, dirt all over the floor and the walls, cockroaches in the cupboards. I'll tell you what I want. I want something now. This is all the life I got left. You know what I mean? You get it, warrior? Huh? You get it?
Sound of a train. He just looks at her. What do you want from me then, huh? The fox asked. Suddenly, she kisses him harder, then pulls back.
Open your mouth.
Mercy begged. He gets into it, kisses her, pushes her against the tunnel wall.
Come on. Come on.
She's really getting into it. Holds him, grinds away. Another train roars by. They're going into a session. Then he pulls back, shoves her away.
What's wrong?
I don't know.
Come on, warrior.
She kisses him again, a long one. Then he pulls back once more.
Oh, come on. What's wrong?
Let's just get to the next station, okay?
What is it? What's wrong with you?
Fox yells at her. Maybe I don't like doing it in a fucking subway tunnel. You ever think of that? Pause. Oh, Christ, leave me the fuck alone. You're just part of everything that's happening tonight, and it's all bad.
No, please. Come on. Come on.
Mercy tries to kiss the fox again, only to get pushed away. Stay out of my life. She's about to cry. Just stay out of my life, okay? Go back to wherever the fuck it was you came from. Mercy watches him head for the station lights ahead. Cut to Union Square platform. The train steams to a halt. A hiss as the doors fly open. Various passengers disembark among Rembrandt, Vermin, and Cowboy. The 3 warriors look around the platform. No other warriors in sight. Vermin said. Where the f*** is everybody? Cowboy asked. We're the first ones here, Rembrandt answered. We just got to sit tight and wait it out. I know Fox will show up. He'll figure a way. Looks to me like something else showed up, Vermin said. Big smile from Vermin. Cowboy and Rembrandt follow his look. Hey, look at what you find here in the big city, Cowboy said. Come on, we haven't got time, Rembrandt said matter-of-factly. Are you kidding, Vermin said. Time's what we got plenty of. Across the way, 3 gang chicks standing on the platform. They smile at the warriors. Cut to the park, the pathway. Swan, Ajax, and Snowball still heading through the park on their way toward Broadway and the underground trains. The sound of music is coming faintly through the trees. They turn a corner and come upon a nurse seated on a park bench, listening to a transistor radio. She smiles as they approach, gives them the old come on look. They keep moving farther down the path. Ajax calls a halt. Hey, Ajax said, turns back, looks down the pathway. To the nurse, still on the bench, still listening to her radio. The 3 warriors, Swan, Ajax, and Snowball all watch her. Then Ajax smiles. I guess that wall don't know the parks ain't safe after dark, Ajax said. We ain't got time for this bullshit now. We have to get to Union Square, Swan said. This ain't gonna take but a minute, Ajax said. Dumb, you're just thinking with your... Swan said. Ajax whirls on him. I don't want any more of that leader shit. You've been on my case all night, Ajax said matter-of-factly. You go ahead if you want to. I'm gonna get me a little exercise. Snowball looks worried. You never were very smart, but right now you're setting a new record, Swan said. I'll tell you something, Mr. Warlord. I'm smart enough to take whatever's offered for free. Suit yourself, Swan said, turns to go, looks at Snowball. You coming? Snowball nods. They start off. Maybe you two are just going... Ajax spewed, watching them go. Slips into the trees. Cut to the river's edge. Swan and Snowball move forward. A few silent steps. Then Snowball pulls at Swan's vest. Stops. They look at one another. Snowball gestures back. He's not worth it, Swan said. A long moment. You do what you have to. I've had it with him, Swan said matter-of-factly. Moves off. Snowball's look follows him a moment. Then he turns back. Cut to the park. Clearing. The nurse still on the bench. She looks up. Ajax standing right before her. Lady, you feeling all right? You need a little help, lady? Ajax asked. This is about as smooth as he can manage. She knows what's up.
Well, pretty boy, looking for company?
Ajax sits beside her. Big, wide grin on his face. Whatever you say, lady.
My, those muscles. Bet the girlies like all those muscles.
She begins to rub his arm, her eyes fixed on Ajax.
You want to show me how you play with the girlies?
I'll show you how I play. He reaches over, grabs her breast. She smiles. Then he rips her blouse open.
Hey, don't be rough. We'll get it on.
You don't get it. I like it rough. Tears her blouse some more. Puts his arm around her. She smiles. Click. Ajax has a look of surprise. With a twist, the nurse pulls away from him. Stands before him. Ajax has one wrist handcuffed to the cement bench.
Your off days are over for a while, honey. You're under arrest.
The nurse flips open her wallet, flashes a badge. Then she starts blowing a police whistle. Hey, lady! Let me go! What is this, a joke? God damn it, let me go! Ajax demanded.
Kiss my ass, baby!
The nurse responded. He takes a swing. He can't reach her. She's one step too far. She continues to blow that whistle. Here comes a prowl car, gliding down into the park. Lights out. It bumps down the lane, jerks to a halt. Ajax dragging the bench towards the nurse. She continues blowing the whistle. For the first time, she looks genuinely frightened. She steps back, keeps blowing the whistle. You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me! He drags the bench closer, throws a punch that grazes her. In one abrupt moment, two policemen step from the dark. Ajax takes a swing at them. Another swing. Then one cop stiffs Ajax in the gut with his nightstick. Ajax doubles over, drops to his knees. Tries to rise, makes it. The second police pistol whips his head. Ajax again on his knees. The first policeman grabs a handful of hair, wrenches his head up. Snowball, staring helplessly from the trees, turns and slips off towards the top of the hill. Cut to the exterior of the street. Nighttime. Swan, alone, walking carefully along. Pauses. A sound. Turns a corner. 3 dingoes stand in front of him, each with a leashed Doberman. The dingoes are bodybuilder types. Greased up arms, skin-tight t-shirts.
Hi, dear,
The first dingo began.
Gee, a real warrior. Ain't you cute?
Said the second dingo. Swan splits back around the corner. 5 more dingoes. 5 more Dobermans.
They're all trained to kill, honey.
The third dingo said. Swan backs up against the wall.
I wonder if you're the straight that shot Cyrus.
The fourth dingo stated. He ballet kicks Swan in the face.
How do you like it, warrior?
The fourth dingo said.
Huh? How do you like it when you don't have a gun in your hand?
He ballet kicks him again, then again, but shouldn't have. The third time was a mistake. Swan grabs his leg and breaks it. But there are too many. They close in. Dogs barking. Cut to the interior of the corridor. 3 dingoes pulling Swan down a dark corridor. Swan now wrapped in a straitjacket. They shove him up against a wall near a doorway. Another dingo comes up from the other direction.
Anything?
Boss Dingo demands.
She don't like to talk.
The first dingo said.
Oh, that's too bad.
Boss Dingo states.
Not at all nice.
Declared the second dingo.
Won't tell us who shot Cyrus, huh?
Boss Dingo said.
Which one of your friends then? I'm sure it wasn't you. You're too cute.
Pulls Swan's hair, shoves his head back against the wall.
I don't think you'll try anything else violent, will you?
The boss dingo asked.
I hope she does. It's much more fun.
The first dingo said. He takes out a pistol, shows it to Swan. The second dingo takes out a keyring.
Any attempt at getting away is hopeless.
The second dingo said.
Quite hopeless.
Boss Dingo continued.
The Riffs are going to be so proud we're delivering you alive.
The thick door opens. Swan is shoved forward. Cut to the kennel. Swan lands on the tile floor, alone within the room. Bare white walls. 1 small window, high overhead. Toilet, small army cot. 2 large bowls on the floor. A naked light bulb midpoint on the high ceiling. 200 watts of glare. Nothing else. Swan, his eyes flicker, react in pain to the intensity of the overhead light. Face bruised and cut. He's taken a beating and shows it. Swan looks down, see his bare legs protruding from the straitjacket, arms tightly bound. Cut to the cell door, a large open aperture lock near the knob. The 2 bowls resting side by side, one filled with water, the other filled with scraps of food. The light bulb continues to shine unmercifully. Cut to the Union Station concourse. Vermin and Cowboy walking with 2 gang chicks. Both of them real lookers. Rembrandt follows the group a few steps back. When we got off that subway and saw you, I thought, hey, baby, throw it my way. This is really great of you chicks taking us in, Vermin said. I hate asking the question, but where's your dudes? Chicks like you always got dudes around, Cowboy said.
They took the night off.
The first girl said.
Went up to the Bronx somewhere. Don't worry about them. They're like a flame. Real cripples.
Vermin gives her his best smile. I ain't worried, Vermin said. I ain't worried at all. Cut to the gang clubhouse. A converted storefront. Music. some beat-up old sofas, a worn pool table. The room is sprinkled with gang girls, all in high fashion, gang style, false eyelashes, low-cut necklines, dizzy heels. Cowboy is enjoying a look at the merchandise. He stands with a husky young chick from the gang. "You're the first friendly faces we've seen all night," Cowboy said.
That's why we asked you in.
The second girl said.
Everybody wants to be friendly. Let's party a little bit. Get something going.
Big smile from Cowboy. "All right, sure. You came to the right guys. Hurt me, baby. Hurt me." He lifts a beer can to his mouth. Vermin walks up, real happy look on his face, uncaps a beer of his own, looks at the chick, stares at her breasts, not the subtle type. She smiles at him.
Don't thank us, man.
The second girl said.
Just relax, fall back, and take your pick.
She drifts on. Cowboy takes another swig, then lifts his beer can in a toast. Vermin raised his own beer in reply. Neither of them can believe how lucky they are. Vermin goes and sits between two chicks on one of the sofas. Rembrandt fidgeting in the corner. Finally, he walks over the cowboy. "How much longer are we gonna hang around?" Cowboy's eyes on the various chicks. "What's your hurry?" Cowboy asked. "We just got here. Jesus, look at her. Gives you all just thinking about it." "We ought to be getting back to Union Square," Rembrandt said matter-of-factly. "They gonna be worried about us." Cowboy spots what he's looking for. Terrific-looking chick across the way. "Yeah, sure. In a minute. Little break in the action, man." He winks, moves off. Rembrandt's gaze roams distractedly across the room. Vermin on the sofa with his girl really putting the old tongue to her, his hand sliding up the girl's knee. Rembrandt idly checking the other way. Cowboy settling between another two gang chicks. He slips into a smoky embrace with the blonde, his hand immediately dipping into the top of her blouse. Rembrandt, looking for a way to kill time, for want of anything better to do, he opens a beer. A gang chick across the way gives him a smile. He avoids her look, turns his head away. She shrugs and moves off towards the record player. Behind Rembrandt, one gang chick is talking casually to another. Some movement of hers catches Rembrandt's eye. He turns to glance back over his shoulder, the gang member's hand sliding the bolts on the door. Rembrandt, his eyes dart to the chick making out with Vermin, his hand now up between her legs. On the other side of him, her free hand gropes, then finds her purse. She reaches inside. The second girl, next to Cowboy, his hand now deep inside the girl's blouse. The second chick reaches to adjust her boot. Rembrandt, sudden understanding in his eyes, he screams at the two warriors. "Ish! They're packed! The chicks are packed, man!" Whirling, he slams two chicks away from the door. Cowboy, up like a flash, his chick's hand coming out of her purse holding a knife, slashing at Cowboy. Rembrandt jumps between them, swings at the chick. She razors his arm. Vermin starting to his feet. The second chick pulls her hand out of her boot. The gun now in her hand. She levels it at Vermin, pulls the trigger. The bullet smashes him between the shoulder blades, pitches Vermin onto his face. Rembrandt and Cowboy, a chair thrown at their head. Two more shots ring out. The bullets tear at the wood around them. Rembrandt holding his arm. Cowboy cold cocks one chick with a left hook. Another shot. Cowboy throws the chair back at the chick with the pistol. Wipes her out, completely disintegrating the chair. Rembrandt and Cowboy smash through the door. Cut to the exterior of the street, the two of them dashing away. Street corner, Cowboy and Rembrandt come tearing around the bricks. They duck into the doorway of a boarded tenement. "Oh man, she cut me! She cut me!" Rembrandt said excitedly, holding his arm as he gasped for breath. "Hide the blood! Hide that shit! We can't let any cop see the blood!" He takes off one of his knee socks, tears off a strip, hastily bandages the cut. "Damn, man! Vermin! Vermin got shot! That's it for Vermin, ain't it? We lost Vermin, huh?" Rembrandt's voice near a panic tone. Cowboy keeps bandaging. "Look, we got to hold ourselves together, okay? We go to pieces. Somebody out there is going to get us. We got to hold ourselves together. We got to. Aight? Now, are you okay?" "I don't know. I guess," Rembrandt replied. "How about you?" "Yeah, I'm okay," Cowboy replied. But both faces are stained with running tears. The two figures flee down the dark sidewalk. Cut to the kennel. Swan, now in a sitting position, still on the floor, stares up at the naked bulb, a look of determination. Then he rolls across to the door, struggles to his feet, throws his weight against the doorway. Locked, he falls back on the tile floor, sits, rolls over on his back. There must be a way. Cot, leg joint held together by set screws. Swan looking at the cot. Later, the cot on its end raised to full height. Swan's shoulders, two legs of the cot against the wall. The cot falls. Swan has to begin again. Cut to later. Cot now in place. Swan hurls his full weight against it. Smashes the cot's middle. Legs and side planks snapping on impact. Later, side plank of the cot between Swan's feet. He taps the joint against the floor, stops, looks. One screw is now raised, begins tapping again. Swan pulls the screw out of the joint, forced to use his teeth. He spits the now free screw onto the floor, lifts it again with his mouth, rolls toward the cell door, tries to drop the screw into the door lock. It falls to the floor. Again, he picks it up with his mouth. The lock, screw dropping into the aperture, point onward. Later, Swan, now soaked with perspiration, still cutting. Later on, Swan, breathing hard, continuing to work. Downward stroke. Swan's face in pain. He makes one long final stroke along the screw point. His arms suddenly break free. Swan collapses onto the floor, his back exposed, cuts and welts visible across the skin. Swan covered with perspiration, he smiles. Cut to later on, Swan standing on the toilet bowl, reaches for the high window. His hand falls inches short. The window sealed, opaque glass. Swan leaps, catches his hands on the ledge, pulls himself upward, comes to rest on the sill. He pushes the dark glass with his forearm. The window opens. He looks below, a courtyard, 3 stories down. With 7 sleeping Dobermans, small ledge leading to a drain pipe, high fence beyond the ledge. Swan walking on the ledge, body pressed to the wall. He reaches the drain pipe, starts downward. The ancient drain pipe groans against his weight. A dog awakens and begins to bark. Then all of them are awake, all of them barking. A window hurls open behind Swan. The boss dingo leans out, looks at the barking dogs, turns and sees Swan on the ledge. 4 more steps before the fence.
Cut! Cut!
The boss dingo called. Swan, trying to go faster without falling, reaches the fence. The first dingo leans out the window, pistol in his hand. Swan, at the fence, hesitates, grabs it, goes over the side, but hangs on. The first dingo fires 4 times. Swan's hands letting go. 4 bullet holes in the fence, right where he was hanging. Boss Dingo stares at the fence, the dogs barking louder than ever. Cut to the alley. All the dingoes move down its length. High fence ahead of them. Trash dumpster at the base of the wall. No sign of Swan.
Well, drag him out!
Boss Dingo demanded. It's not going to be very pretty, the second dingo said.
Such a goddamn waste!
Cut to the subway station, Union Square. The fox hurries through the underground concourse, trying to figure out which way to go. He pauses to look up at the maze and labyrinths of overhead signs. IRT, Flushing Line, Broadway, 7th Avenue, East Side Shuttle, Uptown, Downtown. The fox stares just under the ceiling, a sign that read BMT Brooklyn, yellow arrow pointing off to one side. Main concourse, the fox trotting up some steps. He threads as quickly as he can through the crowd. One last turn. Cut to the BMT platform. On a lower level than the main concourse, the fox appears at the top of the steps, pauses, his face eagerly searching the crowd. Many waiting passengers, but no warriors. The fox anxiously checks the other way. Another throng of waiting passengers, but no warriors. The fox lingers another moment just to be sure. No warriors. With a troubled look, he turns back from the stairs toward the main concourse. Cut to the corner of the crowd. Someone didn't notice. One of the big-time punks, dressed in severe black on roller skates. The punk starts gliding after the fox. Cut to another concourse. The fox wandering along the concourse. The punk still roller skating along. He gives the high sign. Then comes a second punk across the concourse. This one is on foot. He begins to drift after the fox. Now both punks shadowing him. Cut to the station platform. Snowball comes down the aisle. He sits on a bench next to Rembrandt and Cowboy. They look at him wide-eyed. "Where's everybody else?" Rembrandt inquired. Snowball shakes his head. "Oh, Jesus," Rembrandt retorted. "You sure?" Cowboy asked. Snowball makes a fist. "Swan?" Rembrandt continued to ask. Snowball simply shrugs. "What about the rest?" Cowboy asked. Snowball turns his thumb down. "Oh, God," Rembrandt retorted. "What a night," Cowboy yelped. Pause. "We got to check and see if anybody else made it," Rembrandt said, then stands while the others look at him. Then all three begin to move away. Cut to the Fox, still wandering through the station. His glance is suddenly caught by something to one side. A penny arcade. A large male figure watching the Fox. The outline of a tall, husky man in a broad-rimmed hat. A life-size mannequin dressed like a Western sheriff, 6 shooter guns and all. The Fox slows to look at the sheriff. The sheriff looks right back. The Fox turns, heads into the arcade. The 2 punks slowly follow the Fox. Their glance moves from the arcade to somewhere further ahead. 4 more punks move back to a wall from where they can keep the Fox in view and settle themselves. The Fox coming to stand across from the sheriff. For a dime, you get to match him in a shootout. The Fox reaches into his pocket, pulls out a dime, puts it in the slot. "Draw, you," says the sheriff. The mannequin's mechanical arm jerked the pistols up. A recorded sound of gunshots filled the air. "Got you there that time, partner," the sheriff said. The Fox gets steamed at the loss. He again squares off with the mannequin, getting another dime out. Cut to the entrance. Just outside the arcade, Mercy stands watching the Fox. She seems uncertain, almost meek. Mercy comes in and edges up to him. "I thought I told you before."
I need to talk to you.
His eyes still on the sheriff. "You're gonna spoil my draw."
Listen, I got to talk to you. See that dude over there?
The Fox simply looks blankly off into space.
Yeah, the one in all black.
Gestures with her eyes.
Over there.
The first punk lounging outside the entrance to the penny arcade, standing on his skates. The Fox still facing the sheriff.
He's after you, and he's got 5 of his friends with him.
I know which one, and I know they're on my ass, but now they know I know it. Ish, you some lucky charm, ain't you, young lady? He studies the sheriff again.
Then what are you waiting for?
Cut to the concourse, coming along the side of the passageway, Snowball, Cowboy, and Rembrandt. Enter the arcade, the Fox and Mercy. The cavalry, and it just rolled up. He drops the dime. In the same moment, draws the toy gun, fires. The sheriff groans. "You got me, partner," the sheriff moaned. The Fox blows the imaginary smoke away from the barrels of his revolvers, reholsters the pistols, then turns and grabs Mercy's hand. "Come on, let's go." She hesitated.
You mean I get to go with you?
"Yeah, I guess so. You can't go back to those lame-ass orphans, if there's any of them left anyway."
You sure change your mind fast.
"It's one of my traits. I was kind of rough on you back there." This is about as close as he came to saying I'm sorry.
Listen, I can take care of myself.
"Yeah, I noticed." He pulls her along. Cut to the arcade entrance. The Fox and Mercy come out of the arcade. The other 3 warriors approach. The Fox flashes a signal with his eyes. The other 3 warriors, without hesitation, adjust to their course. Drift along the other side of the underground floor. Move parallel to the Fox and Mercy. Cut to the punks. The punks come to attention, start to stroll after the warriors. Cut to the concourse. Rembrandt, Cowboy, and Snowball come over to the Fox. He now waits with Mercy near the men's room door. "Where is everybody?" the Fox inquired. This is everybody, Rembrandt said matter-of-factly. A look between him and the fox. Then the other three warriors slip through the door. The fox takes Mercy's hand, starts after them.
Wait a minute, I can't go in there. That's the men's room.
You gotta be kidding me. The fox pushes her through the door. Further back in the concourse, and the 6 punks approach. They walk more slowly. Check around them to see if anyone is watching. Finally, they reach the door. The punks gathering in a phalanx, every man knowing his position. One man checking the flanks for police, another checking the rear. One last look to be sure that no one in the concourse is paying such attention. Suddenly, in each hand, a weapon. Knives, chains, razors, clubs, they tense for the rush. Crash through the door. In the men's room, the punks come barreling in, weapons ready. They stop, in surprise. The room is empty. No one at the urinal. No one at the basins. The punks halt. The first energy of their charge finds nothing to hit against. They stand for a moment in confusion. Their leader motions quickly for silence. Roll slowly to a point opposite the 4 toilet stalls. Then he suddenly drops to his knees, looking under the door. Sees nothing. Gets up and starts slowly rolling to another position. Without moving his position, he cocks his head to look at the second stall. Nothing. Then the third. Nothing. The last stall, a pair of muddy boots planted on the floor. The punk leader smiles, gets to his feet, or rather roller skates, and positions the other punks along the other stalls. Then he rolls lightly to the door of the last stall. Readies his knife. He kicks the door open and starts to lunge, but he never finishes the move. However, a sharp hiss, and slowly his face turns bright, molten red. He staggers back, screaming as though he had suffered a terrible wound. Inside the stall, Rembrandt, perched on the toilet, his spray can of red paint held before him, blasting away. Second stall, the fox hears the commotion, bolts forward. Standing on the seat behind him is Mercy, screaming out a long string of curses. In the men's room, the doors to all the stalls slam open. A warrior jumps out from his perch on the toilet seat in each one. They fall on the punks. Snowball bashes one of the punks, breaking his nose, busting blood all over the wall. Disarms him using the bat he took from the Furies. He motions the next punk to try his knife. The punk faints once, then again. Snowball smashes the handle down. Then comes a scream of pain. Rembrandt charges from the toilet stall, spray can gushing, and then he administers a lighter and uses the spray can like a flamethrower. The punks throwing their arms up, trying to shield themselves from the oncoming fire. Cowboy circles one of the punks, avoids a knife thrust, grabs the punk's arm, pulls him close, and smashes him down. The fox, he's doing his job, kicks one punk in the flattens him, flattens another with a left and a right, starts to work on a third punk. Then 2 punks grab him. One holds him. The other smashes his face with a fire extinguisher. Then the body, then the face again. Snowball sees the fox is in trouble, slams one punk in the back, drops him. The other one holding the fox runs. Rembrandt, spray can still oozing fire, punks were stumbling, slipping on the floor, mercy, screaming, shouting. The men's room, a red mist throughout. Smoke everywhere, blood dripping. The punks have had enough. Paint smeared, burned, dazed, they stumble back out through the door. Sudden quiet. The warriors look at each other through the red fog. When the smoke cleared, Rembrandt raises his spray can in victory. God bless the the warriors! We are the warriors! Warriors! Jesus, we did it, Cowboy said. We did it. We did it. Yeah, Fox retorted. I can't believe it. Yup, we did it, Cowboy said matter-of-factly, and puts his arm around Snowball.
God, Morris, you guys were great. You kicked their ass. I mean, you really kicked their ass.
Hey, Fox, Rembrandt asked. Yeah, you think we're gonna make it? They just stand there, sweaty, paint-smeared, exhausted. The fox touches his split lip and smashed eye. Shh, I don't know, but let's mark the spot where we won one. Rembrandt smiles, goes to the wall, grabs another spray can from his medicine bag, and paints a huge W. Cut to the high-walled room. The new Cyrus lies on a couch, headphones plugged into a switched-on tape deck. 3 of his warlords stand nearby. The door opens. A courier enters.
Going on all over the city. The Turnbull ACs missed them. The Lizzies creamed one. The Furies creamed one, but then they got creamed. And the orphans, damn near all of them are dead.
The orphans? They're not on a network.
But they bopped anyway.
What about our patrols?
Nothing. But we got somebody here that you ought to talk to. He says he saw who shot Cyrus.
A tall, thin Maasai standing in the doorway, looking nervous.
We might be looking for the wrong family.
Cut to the new Cyrus, expressionless face. Cut to the subway, roaring along through the tunnel, headed for Coney Island. The warriors sit side by side. The fox slumps down in the seat, weary, face battered. I don't know. It's got to stop. This ain't the way people live. Don't kid yourself, Rembrandt said. Where we were headed anyway, tonight just speeded things up. No, the fox retorted. There's got to be some choice. Something besides getting our chased off and getting wasted. This don't happen every night, Cowboy retorted. Yeah, right. Not many conclaves come along either. The big Cyrus going to run the city. Some crap that was, Fox said matter-of-factly. Those cats uptown aren't gonna let anyone, much less us, take it away from them. No way. They dropped the A-bomb on us first. Nah, Cowboy answered. Cyrus was right. It's all there. All we got to do is get it. The fox looks over at Rembrandt. I'ma tell you something, Rembrandt, the fox said. Don't let go of your spray can. It's your passport, in case you want to get out. Rembrandt smiles. Am I really that good? Rembrandt asked. Nah, the fox said. You're great. You can make a living at it. What's your passport? Rembrandt asked. I'm working on it, the fox answered. The train begins to slow. The doors open. Assorted late-night passengers, the 2 young couples returning from a prom, step on board. A lot of laughing and chatting. They move down the car and find 4 open seats. The doors close. The train starts again. Inside the train, the fox's eyes gradually focus on the 2 couples across from him. The boys are wearing white dinner jackets, the girls in long summer formals. The fox looking at them. Mercy senses the fox's stare, opens her eyes and sees the couple. The 2 couples whispering, chuckling among themselves. One of the boys happens to glance at the fox and Mercy. Gradually, the 2 prom couples fall silent. They simply look at the fox and Mercy across the aisle. The fox and Mercy, all at once, they are aware of how they must look. Covered with mud, paint, subway tunnel dirt. Mercy makes an attempt to pull down her skirt. The fox tugs at his jacket. The other couples, one of the boys protectively takes his date's hand. The fox, his face darkens. Mercy makes an attempt to straighten her hair. He pulls her hand down. Through the window, an approaching station is visible. The train slows, stops, the doors open. The 2 prom couples rise, quickly leave the car, but at the edge of the door, the girl's corsage brushes against it. It falls to the floor, just inside the train. The girl moving too quickly to notice. The doors close, the train moves on. The windows, nothing but the reflections of the warriors. The fox and Mercy staring at their reflections in the glass. Cut to the elevated platform in Coney Island. Sunrise. The train pulls in. Dawn beginning to streak the sky. Inside the train, the door opens and the weary warriors step out. Snowball, Rembrandt, Cowboy, the fox and Mercy. Then just before the doors close, the fox turns, stoops and grabs the fallen corsage. Mercy looks at him. He shrugs, hands her the flowers.
What's this for?
Some people like flowers. I hate seeing anything go to waste, you know what I'm saying? She takes the flowers.
What's your real name?
He's got his head down. Can't quite look her in the eye. Francis. Francis Conroy. They call me the fox because of Francis, you know, and because I'm smart. Pause.
Francis Conroy. I like that name.
Yeah, don't wear it out. We better go. The warriors approach the steps at the side of the platform. Just as they are about to start down, they pause, look out. All of them too tired to show any emotion. We made it, Rembrandt said. Yeah, looks real great, Cowboy uttered. Is this where we bopped all night to get back to? Coney Island, the tenements, the beach, the litter. The fox still looking. Home sweet home. Cowboy, when you're right, you're right. The hard part is trying to figure out if it's even worth stealing.
I don't think you're going to hang around here much longer.
How come you say that? The fox asked.
I don't know. Just a feeling.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'll just take off. He starts down the steps.
Wait for me. You know I like traveling too.
Huh, you like traveling? Where did you ever go?
I never been anywhere. I just know I'd like the sound of that.
She follows him down the stairwell. The warriors, a view from across the street as they wearily clump down the stairs. Cut to a Cadillac hearse driven by the rogues. Luther is next to Cropsey behind the wheel. As the warriors reach the street, he taps Cropsey's arm. Cropsey turns the key, starts the motor. The warriors moving groggily along the sidewalk. Just beyond them, the hearse pulls away from the curb, starts creeping alongside them. The fox walking with the rest, dog-tired, his head down, seeing nothing. Then gradually the sound of the Cadillac's engine begins to penetrate. He lifts his head, glances over. Inside the Cadillac, Luther sitting beside Cropsey. The fox, no change of expression. He simply drops his eyes again, looking straight ahead. A clam bar diner is 50 or 60 feet up the block. Mercy is walking tiredly on one side of him, Rembrandt on the other. "Duck behind the clam bar," the fox ordered. They walk a few steps together. "What are you talking about?" Rembrandt asked. A few more steps. "Duck behind the clam bar," the fox reiterated. Another pause. "What the hell for?" Cowboy asked. "Just do it! Do it!" the fox commanded. He suddenly cuts into an alley beside the clam bar, drags Mercy after him, the other warriors following. The Cadillac stops sharply, the warriors pulling up winded in the service alley. It runs along behind the hot dog stands. "We got one more bop to go," the fox said matter-of-factly. "What the f*** is this? Who are those guys?" Rembrandt asked. "Let's bag this one," Cowboy said. "I had enough for the night. We don't even know these dudes." "I do," the fox said. "That's them?" Rembrandt asked. "Yup. The rogues. The ones that wasted Cyrus. Now they're here to waste us," the fox said matter-of-factly. "I got an idea. Let's run," Cowboy said. "Yeah, right," Rembrandt agreed. "Yeah, sounds great. Where are we gonna run to?" the fox asked. A long pause. They look at one another. "Let's get even." Snowball speaks. It's the first time he's ever spoken. "Hey, nobody ever thought you even had a tongue," Cowboy said jokingly. "Let's get even. For Cyrus, for Cleon, for Vermin, for Cochise, for Ajax, for Swan," Snowball said matter-of-factly. Tension building. "Why not?" the fox said. "We got to," Rembrandt said. "Yeah, off them off rogues," Cowboy said. "I'm ready to bop." Now all of them are ready to fight. Cut to the street. The hearse is still there. The fox draws Mercy to the end of the building. "Look, you wait a couple of seconds after we move, then cut the other way up the alley. Take your first right and follow it to the beach. There's some steps down under the boardwalk, and you wait there," the fox commanded.
Why can't I stay with you?
"Just do what I tell you, okay?" She's almost afraid to meet his eye.
Listen, I never had anything like this. I don't want to lose.
"Just do what I tell you." The warriors begin moving down the alley, peer between the building towards the street. Cut to the street. The Cadillac is moving again, keeping pace with them. The warriors still moving along the alley, eyes searching right and left. Rembrandt passes a pile of junk furniture, suddenly reaches to the right, snaps off the leg of a chair. Cut to the street. The hearse still moving along. The rogues watching every break between the buildings. The warriors. Cowboy breaks the radio aerial from a car, snaps it like a buggy whip. The fox grabs a loose pipe, jerks it off a brick wall. Snowball hefts his ball bat. "You guys must be looking for trouble," a voice said suddenly. They all looked down the alley. Swan, just standing there, very calm, actually smiling for the first time. As for the warriors, boy, are they glad to see him. Now all smiles. The Cadillac, that's that bunch that got Cyrus, Fox said matter-of-factly. Yeah, and nailed us with the blame, Rembrandt agreed. They're the reason we're the only ones left, Cowboy said. Maybe we better give them a chance at what they want. Pause.
Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play. Warriors, come out to play.
Everybody packed? Swan asked. The Fox, yo. Cowboy, yo. Rembrandt, yo. Snowball, yo. Everybody stay behind me, Swan directed. I'm gonna take him out in the sand. What about you? You pack? The Fox asked. Swan raises his arm, flicks his hand. A huge Bowie knife suddenly appears. Flicks his hand again, the knife disappears. Let's do it. They turn down the alley. In the hearse, the rogues peering left and right. Luther suddenly points ahead. Down the street, the warriors move into the clear, head for the beach. Cropsey tromps on the accelerator. The warriors step away from the tenements of Old Coney Island. Cut across the sand. The beach. The warriors move steadily forward, all of them a step behind Swan. Sounds of the ocean, early morning light, punctuated by the Cadillac engine as the hearse intersects their path, 40 yards in front of them. Swan, seeming not to pay attention to the hearse, looking out at the sea as he walks. The warriors still moving steadily forward, the rogues ahead of them, now out of the hearse and waiting. Swan walks near Luther, stops, still looking out at the sea, then turns to look at the rogues on the beach. 5 warriors. 11 rogues, all eyes locked on one another, Luther's empty hands at his sides. The other rogues carry tire irons, ball bats, bicycle chains, etc. A big grin is on Luther's face. When we see the ocean, we figure we're home. We're safe, Swan said, an almost detached quality to his voice. He's looking out toward the horizon line on the sea. This time you got it wrong, Luther said matter-of-factly. Cyrus was a big man, Swan said. He had a big idea. Still looking at the sea, then he turns, faces Luther for the first time. Why did you do it? Why did you shoot Cyrus? Luther grins.
No reason. I just like doing things like that. If that prick over there hadn't seen me, you guys will be okay. But I guess you already thought of that too, haven't you?
Pause. Let's do it. Me and you. Luther continues smiling. Now has his hand in his pocket.
One-on-one? Kiss my ass. You're all dead. All of you, and you know it.
I don't think so. Luther raises his hand, slowly. Magnum 357.
You don't hear too good. You're dead,
Swan smiles. The big gun starts to come up. Go level. Swan pivots. gun blasts, and flick. Chuck. Luther screams. Swan's Bowie knife has gone entirely through his forearm. Blood flowing everywhere. The 357 falls harmlessly at his feet as the blood drips on top of it. Swan steps forward, kicks the gun over to the warriors, jerks the knife out of Luther's arm, wipes the blood on his pant leg. The rogues and warriors, stunned by the sudden violence, Luther falls to his knees in the sand, clutches his ever-flowing bloody arm, begins to cry. Swan just standing there, looking at the rest of the rogues. The rogues glance at one another, and the crying Luther, they start forward. A reluctant army, but willing to fight. The fox, a wide smile across his whole face. I think you guys got bigger problems than bopping with us. His eyes glance beyond the rogues. Riffs! Nearby sand dune, a ring of silent faces, the Gramercy Riffs. 100 of them. The new Cyrus standing at the fore. The warriors, all of them smiling, except Swan. Cut to the exterior of the beach, the Riffs now totally circle the warriors and the rogues. Luther still on his knees, still crying. The new Cyrus looks down at Luther, then at Swan. You guys gave us a bad night, Swan uttered. Bad night, my son. It was huffed up, the fox said matter-of-factly. We lost 4 guys, 3 of them dead, 1 in jail, all because of this shit. Yeah, sorry about that. But we're here to make it right, 'cause we found who we're looking for. He looks at Luther. You warriors are good. Real good, the new Cyrus said.
The best.
The rest is ours. Let's go home, Swan commanded. They start across the beach. The Riffs opens a path for the warriors to leave. Watching them go, they turn. The rogues are no longer visible inside the circle as Luther is heard with the rest of the rogues screaming, yelling in agony. Cut to the warriors. Rembrandt walking close to Swan. Tears start to come to his face. We made it. We made it, Rembrandt said. I don't believe that we made it. Why not? Cowboy asked. We're the warriors. A quiet tone in Rembrandt's voice. Yeah, we're the warriors. They're at the ocean's edge. Cowboy and Rembrandt walk to the water, stand there ankle deep. Swan standing alone. The fox and Mercy off by themselves. The fox looks at Swan, nods, takes Mercy and moves off up the beach. Swan and Snowball giving each other a high five, watching them all go. They turn and look back at the sea. The warriors are at home.